Hello everyone, my name is Yifang Meng. You can call my English name Annie. Today I want to talk about my case study analysis. It includes the facial recognition technologies. We can call it FRT, which has been used to next or constrain the identity, and what ethical dilemmas arise because of this, and the relevant social media issues, including privacy, surveillance, and algorithms. I will introduce a specific case study to use the key ethical concerns frameworks to explain my point of view. In the end, I will give you all the possible solutions to the ethical issues based on alternative social media principles. There are three main issues: privacy, surveillance, and algorithms. The privacy is a personal right, but with social media, we waive up loss of privacy with the gratifications of socializing online with the facial recognition. For example, FRT can help people to log into their social platform, just like WeChat or payment applications such as Alipay or Apple Pay. Anyone is capable of generating the convincing and synthesized face could potentially violate people's privacy. So this would allow unauthorized individuals to access their social media accounts or steal the bank information. Also, if someone is tagging Frank Hadron on Facebook or Instagram, it could potentially provide data for facial recognition systems. Then the surveillance is divided to states and private corporation surveillance, self-surveillance, and peer surveillance, and sole surveillance. Governments or enterprises can integrate social media data with the surveillance camera footage to monitor their behaviors or actions. Such as the China's credit reporting system is built upon such technologies. This approach significantly discourages undesirable behaviors. As individuals' credit score falls below a certain threshold, they may face restrictions, such as being unable to use high-speed rail services or other transportation options in China. Datafication is assigned to the commodification of algorithms and random connections, which might lead to the discrimination. This technology might be applied to monitor some marginalized groups. For instance, facial recognition is more challenging for the female Asians and Blacks because they have darker skin tones. Compared to those white people, depending on the identity of users, which will produce system bias according to the database. So we can see in this picture, it is more difficult for female to use the FRT. Now I will introduce my case study. It describes that the use of FRT in the field of law enforcement has sparked a lot of controversy, which can also explain why key ethical concerns arise. And this can be summarized in the ethical frameworks: deontology, consequentialism, and virtual ethics. So, in 2020, Detroit police arrest Robert Williams at his home in front of his family. He was accused of stealing watches from a store based on the FRT that matched his driver's license photo to blurry surveillance footage from the crime scene. We can see in the photos, he was innocent, but he was arrested because of the wrong database. So, deontology is the right or wrong action, which is the key. So the police use of the FRT to match individuals in crime scene footage was justified, but arresting the wrong suspect due to higher error rates for darker-skinned individuals is unacceptable. However, the arrest of the wrong suspect is the wrong action, as the facial recognition systems have been shown to exhibit higher error rates. Consequentialism. The good or bad influence is very important. For example, it has become a landmark case opposing the use of FRT by law enforcement agencies, such as the American Civil Liberties Union. A lawsuit against the Detroit Police Department, arguing that the misuse of FRT exacerbates racial discrimination and has detrimental effects on marginalized communities. Hence, the virtual ethics refers to that vice and version of the key, literally. Breaching Robert Williams' legal rights conflicts with some virtue regarding the freedom of expression. The arrest was made exclusively on basis of a single FRT matched suit, without any additional verification. During the several hours of his detention, the police failed to provide him with concrete evidence, which didn't grant him the opportunity to immediately hire a lawyer. It also denied him the chance to articulate his personal request. So, furthermore, based on the 3 social media principles, there are transparency, authenticity, accountability. In terms of the transparency, the police have yet to disclose detailed information regarding the usage and accuracy of facial recognition technology. Consequently, it would be more appropriate for the police to promptly inform the individuals affected and their families, while also ensuring an official public announcement rather than allowing their views to be disseminated through third-party channels such as the ACLU's social media. Authenticity defines as the quality of being real or true. Furthermore, enhancing the authenticity of FRT requires to address its inherent vulnerabilities, particularly by refining the database to include more diverse representations, especially for individuals with darker skin tones. Regarding the accountability, law enforcement often deflect responsibility by attributing issues to the individual's case errors. To address this, I propose establishing a mechanism scheme akin to a platform accountability system wherein both the providers of FRT algorithms and law enforcement agencies share joint responsibility and establish a clear chain of accountability. Besides the subsequent emergence of the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, also called GDPR, provides a systematic defense mechanism. Overall, the case of Robert Williams has provided vulnerable insights. It demonstrates that even when facial recognition technology is subject to regulation, law agencies may still over-rely on it, leading to potential issues within algorithm systems. Consequently, there's a need for appropriate legal safeguards and transparent operational procedures. So, the introduction of the GDPR has refined the previously ambiguous process and clarified the remedial measures in case of error, which has not only advanced legislative efforts and standardized the application of facial recognition technology, but it also significantly prompts so reflection on racial bias there by enhancing the public awareness of rights protection and encouraging the victims to speak out. So this is my reference list in both my essay and my PowerPoint. That's all. Thank you.